Good morning. We're off to a great start. Please be seated. We're happy to have you with us, and the ceremony will begin in a couple of minutes. I have two requests. First, when the time comes, please stand for the processional, the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the recessional. Our second request is that, except for the times when I've asked you to stand, please remain seated throughout the ceremony. Graduates must remain until all the degrees have been granted and the recessional is over. If you leave after your graduate has received their degree, it may interfere with others in the audience who are here to see their graduates. During the conferral of degrees, a professional photographer will photograph each graduate walking across the stage. You will receive proofs of the pictures, but there is no obligation to buy them. And finally, please, we ask everyone to please silence your cell phones. Thank you. And again, we are glad to have you with us.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Richard McCullough, President of Florida State University, and I welcome you to this special ceremony for our fall doctoral pudding. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors, Pledge Allegiance, and the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see, my daughter divine, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, and her death were gleaming on the rugged God's mercy gave over the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color Guard, you're dismissed. The audience may please be seated. I extend my sincere appreciation to our guests from the Seminole Tribe of Florida for serving as the color guard for the ceremony today. Thank you for Thank you, Kevin Pinkerton, Anthony Berger, Michael Dolnick, Taylor Frank from the Seminole Tribe of Florida Fire Rescue and Police Departments. Florida State University respects its unique and collaborative friendship with the Seminole Tribe of Florida. The university and the tribe are partners who work side by side toward the respectful use of their name, imagery, and symbols. Seminole history is Florida history, and everyone in the FSU community is responsible for maintaining and respecting that ongoing partnership. Thank you to our wonderful commencement brass from the College of Music, conducted by Caleb Swidonik. I'd like to also thank Miss Caitlin Ecuer for singing the national anthem. Caitlin is pursuing a doctorate in vocal performance. After graduation, she plans to pursue a teaching career in voice and opera performance. Thank you, Caitlin. I also want to thank Brandon Burnick for leading us in the pledge. Brandon served 23 years in the U.S. Army with remarkable achievements ranging from three combat deployments, teaching history at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, and earning a Bronze Star for his service. Brandon is graduating today with a PhD in history. Thank you and congratulations, Brandon. Now let's take a moment to remember the students who are no longer with us. We cherish the memory of our time together and the impacts that they made on our campus and our community. To the family and friends of those we've lost, we offer our deepest sympathies. Please join me in a moment of silence as we remember those that we have lost. Thank you. Distinguished faculty members and honored guests, thank you for being here with us today as we celebrate the immense achievements of our doctoral graduates. Your everlasting support and encouragement do not go unnoticed. To our esteemed doctorate graduates, it is with tremendous pride and admiration that I stand before you today and congratulate you on the culmination of years of dedication, resilience, and tireless effort in pursuit of academic excellence. Your commitment to education, research, and creative endeavors have paved the way to this day. You've all made significant contributions and advancements in your respective fields and have made Florida State University a better place. Thank you. As the new torchbearers of our great university, I urge you to embrace your esteemed role as highly respected scholars and leaders. You're actively shaping the future of industries, academia, the arts, and scholarly achievements in society. As you embark on your new academic and professional pursuits, I encourage you to embody the three values of Florida State University: vires, artes, and mores, or strength, skill, and character through all of your pursuits. As FSU continues to rise in academic excellence and national rankings, your presence on campus has undoubtedly helped us to make this university the best that it can be. On behalf of the university, congratulations to each one of you on your well-earned degrees. Now I'd like to introduce our Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Jim Clark. In his role, he serves as the Chief Academic Officer, overseeing all colleges, centers, and institutes. Jim is a visionary leader who works tirelessly to advance the academic mission of Florida State University. Please join me in welcoming Provost Jim Clark.
Thank you, President McCullough. We gather today to celebrate a most significant achievement. The Academy bestows the highest level of distinction in the awarding of the doctoral degree. Demonstrating exceptional discipline, mental toughness, and a deep passion have led you to this important day. Doubtlessly, you have encountered many trials and tremendous triumphs throughout this journey. But this morning, your perseverance and sacrifices are appreciated and respected by all of us gathered here and celebrated. I want to thank the valued friends, family, and faculty who are here today for the crucial support that you have given to these distinguished graduates. It's important for those of us here or joining online to acknowledge that your love and encouragement have helped put these graduates on the path to success. Now, doctoral graduates, it is with immense pleasure that I congratulate you on your achievement. When I look across this arena, I see excellence: scholars, leaders, performers, artists, and visionaries. You bring with you the next great scientific discoveries, the most awesome performances, the next solutions to global challenges, great works of art, and the new theories and strategies that will shape this state and this nation for the better. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the graduate faculty here who will be hooding you. Congratulations to all of you on your hard work. Florida State's graduate faculty challenged you and all of our graduate candidates at every level, offered their wisdom, experience, and expertise, and helped students turn their ideas into dissertations and to master performances. On behalf of the university, we thank you, faculty, for your mentorship and guidance throughout these candidates' time at Florida State University. Let's acknowledge our faculty. Before I close, let me reflect for a few minutes on what we're about to experience together. This hooding ceremony is a ritual that signifies something transcendent. Drawing upon the Carnegie Foundation's understanding of the doctoral degree, I'd like to share a few words from their intensive study of the doctorate. They see those holding the doctorate as the stewards of their disciplines and their professions. By invoking the term steward, they intend to convey the sense of purpose that guides future action. Self-identifying as a steward implies adopting a sense of higher purpose that is larger than oneself. By adopting this as a touchstone, the care of your discipline and profession, and the understanding that one has been entrusted with that care by those in the field and by the academy, on behalf of those in and beyond the discipline, the steward embraces a larger sense of purpose. The scale is both temporally large, looking to the past and the future, and broad in its scope, considering the entire discipline as well as its intellectual neighbors. Importantly, a steward thinks about how to preserve the heart and essence of the field. Some people would call that the tradition. But there are also important forward-looking meanings, as stewardship does not imply stasis. You are caretakers who will train a critical eye toward the future. You must be willing to take the risks and move your discipline, profession, or artistic area forward. We rely on you. All of us charged with the care of this great university urge you, our graduates, to take on this task with pride, joy, gravitas, and celebration. Congratulations to you all. We are excited to see what you do next, and we wish you success, happiness, and fulfillment in all your future endeavors. Congratulations.
Before we begin the conferral of academic degrees, please remember that anyone who must leave early is asked to do so quickly and quietly so that others are able to see their graduates walk without interruption. I also want to remind our graduates to bring your yellow name cards to the stage when you come forward.
And now for the main event, the conferral of academic degrees. For the conferral of doctoral degrees, I recognize the Dean of our Graduate School, Dr. Mark Riley.
Will the candidates for the doctoral degrees please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor, on behalf of the graduate faculty of Florida State University, to present the candidates for the doctoral degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each one of you the appropriate doctoral degree for which you have qualified. Congratulations. You may be seated. Now that the doctoral degrees have been conferred, will the recipients please come forward along with your major professors or other accompanying faculty to be recognized.
Will Senior Associate Dean Jean Shea of the College of Medicine please come forward? Leanne Duke, Doctor of Philosophy and Biomedical Sciences, hooded by Professor Robert Tomko, Jr. Will Associate Dean Richard Lang of the FAMU FSU College of Engineering please come forward? Richard Boadu Anshiwi, Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, hooded by Professor Lisa Spainauer. Ben-Hur Kasite Asifal, Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, hooded by Professor Yuning Tang. Shiji Chen, Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering, hooded by Professor Yanshuo Sun. Anna Victoria De Leon, Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering, hooded by Professor Rebecca Sweat. Srikar Telekapali, Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, hooded by Professor Sastry Pamidi. Min Gao, Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, hooded by Professor Sastry Pamidi. Yuchin He, Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, hooded by Professor Pamidi. Kevin Hayoshin, Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, hooded by Professor Pamidi. S.M. Mujfiqul Hoque, Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, hooded by Professor Alamdari. Leslie O'Kane, Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, hooded by Professor Alamdari. Johnchong Yan, Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, hooded by Professor Alamdari. Guanrui Li, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering, hooded by Professor Ram Ricarte. Shah Alam Limon, Doctor of Philosophy in Materials Science and Engineering, hooded by Professor Fumitaki Kamatani. Chang Liu, Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Engineering, hooded by Professor Yan Li. Nabiha Nasir Orpa, Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering, hooded by Professor Lishun Li. Royce Bakila, Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, hooded by Professor Richard Lang. Eric Smith, Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, hooded by Professor Dean Lang. Satish Vidula, Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, hooded by Professor Olugbenga Moses Anubi. Ansun Wei, Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering, hooded by Professor Hui Huang. Will Dean James Frazier of the College of Fine Arts please come forward? Morgan Joseph Hamilton, Doctor of Philosophy and Art Education, hooded by Professor Pat Villeneuve. Zita Wong, Doctor of Philosophy and Art Education, hooded by Professor Ann Rowson Love. Will Dean Michelle Kasmer of the College of Communication and Information please come forward? Pooja Ikplani, Doctor of Philosophy and Communication, hooded by Professor Rachel Bailey. Vachalis Olivia Kaba, Doctor of Philosophy and Information, hooded by Professor Melissa Gross. Will Dean Tim Chapin of the College of Social Sciences and Public Policy please come forward? Ali A. Asayek, Doctor of Philosophy and Public Administration, hooded by Professor David Berlan. Bert Melix, Doctor of Philosophy and Geography, hooded by Professor Christopher Huijo. Anthony Charles Milordes, Doctor of Philosophy in Urban and Regional Planning, hooded by Professor William Butler. Will Associate Dean Nancy Benavides of the College of Law please come forward? Rafael Alejandro Alcalá Moreno, Juris Doctor, hooded by Professor Benavides. Charles Lewis Blackwell IV, Juris Doctor, hooded by Professor Benavides. Jorge Hernandez, Juris Doctor, hooded by Professor Benavides. Jack Douglas Lyons, Juris Doctor, hooded by Professor Benavides. And Chapman Evans, Juris Doctor, hooded by Professor Benavides. Will Associate Dean Marcia Hartline of the College of Nursing please come forward? Michelle Abraham, Doctor of Nursing Practice, hooded by Professor Leanne Barfield. Nicole Denise Bramwell, Doctor of Nursing Practice, hooded by Professor Barfield. Jillian Giannuzzi Manrique, Doctor of Nursing Practice, hooded by Professor Barfield. Rachel Monroe, Doctor of Nursing Practice, hooded by Professor Barfield. Will Senior Associate Dean Kathleen McCullough of the College of Business please come forward? Janice Gordon, Doctor of Philosophy and Business Administration, hooded by Professor Bruce Lamont. Will Dean Thomas Blomberg of the College of Criminology and Criminal Justice please come forward? Jorge Luis Hernandez, Doctor of Philosophy and Criminology, hooded by Professor Brian Stoltz. Kaylee Norman, Doctor of Philosophy and Criminology, hooded by Professor Julie Grenkeil. Will Associate Dean Liz Avery of the College of Music please come forward? Emily Rebecca Eubanks, Doctor of Philosophy and Musicology, hooded by Professor Sarah Irely. Miranda Carol Pinley, Doctor of Philosophy and Musicology, hooded by Professor Irely. Yeji Lee, Doctor of Music and Music Performance, hooded by Professor Elizabeth Avery. Young Shu, Doctor of Music and Music Performance, hooded by Professor Avery. Ethan Wade Lippert, Doctor of Music and Music Performance, hooded by Professor Jeffrey Kiesecker. Jessica Hurenfar, Doctor of Philosophy and Music Education, hooded by Professor Lori Gooding. Adam Ravane, Doctor of Music and Music Performance, hooded by Professor Yang Wen. Dingji Zhao, Doctor of Music and Music Theory and Composition, hooded by Professor Aaron Gumrakuhaglu. Will Dean Damon Andrew of the Ann Spencer Daves College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences please come forward? Anthony Archer, Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education, hooded by Professor Christine Mokar. Joshua Oakley Dreyer, Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling Psychology and Human Systems, hooded by Professor Lindsay Jenkins. Trinity Johnston, Doctor of Philosophy in Human Sciences, hooded by Professor Miriam Rudaz. William Earl Kitchings, Jr., Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology, hooded by Professor David Eccles. Allison Taylor Metcalf, Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction, hooded by Professor Lama Jaber. Candace Norris Hawiski, Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology, hooded by Professor Alicia Rohrig. B. Warren Oliver, Doctor of Philosophy in Foundations of Education, hooded by Dean Damon Andrew. Rose Rezi, Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education, hooded by Professor Lara Perez Felkner. Amber Lynn Wist, Doctor of Philosophy in Foundations of Education, hooded by Professor Toby Park-Gagan and Michael Giardina. Will Associate Dean Tim Logan of the College of Arts and Sciences please come forward? Semi Alanazi, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, hooded by Professor Jiwin Liu. Raghav Rathi, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, hooded by Professor Liu. Chelsea Ariano, Doctor of Philosophy in History, hooded by Professor Charles Upchurch. Aaron Wolfgang Ashley, Doctor of Philosophy in Geology, hooded by Professor Tim Logan. Brandon Bernick, Doctor of Philosophy in History, hooded by Professor Tim Logan. Sudipto Saha, Doctor of Philosophy in Statistics, hooded by Professor Logan. Colin Bowyer, Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, hooded by Professor John Maynard. Elena Brent, Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, hooded by Professor Maynard. Yanjin Yao, Doctor of Philosophy in Statistics, hooded by Professor Logan. Damien Caudill, Doctor of Philosophy in English, hooded by Professor Mark Weingardner. Christina Jha, Doctor of Philosophy in Classics, hooded by Professor Andrea De Giorgi. Melissa Ludke, Doctor of Philosophy in Classics, hooded by Professor De Giorgi. Shiji Zhao, Doctor of Philosophy in Statistics, hooded by Professor Eric Chicken. Anisha Das, Doctor of Philosophy in Biostatistics, hooded by Professor Chicken. Tanmoy Day, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, hooded by Professor Guang Wang. Donovan Kevin Ebersole, Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, hooded by Professor Sean Dobbs. Joshua D. Fleer, Doctor of Philosophy in Religion, hooded by Professor John Corrigan. Yashika Garg, Doctor of Philosophy in Biological Sciences, hooded by Professor Elizabeth Stroop. Hemant Goswami, Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Biophysics, hooded by Professor Huang Li. Mitchell Roth, Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Biophysics, hooded by Professor Lee. Brittany Grimm, Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, hooded by Professor Stephen Hill. Manoj Subramanya, Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, hooded by Professor Hill. Sharanya Jayaraman, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, hooded by Professor Michael Mescagni. Mark Kaufman, Doctor of Philosophy in Philosophy, hooded by Professor Edward Hinchman. Dorota Koswatska-Kuhn, Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, hooded by Professors Richard Wagner and Neil Charnes. Kevin Little, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, hooded by Professor Lei Zhu. Yui Wu, Doctor of Philosophy in Statistics, hooded by Professor Wei Wu. Ki Han, Doctor of Philosophy in Statistics, hooded by Professor Wu. Ryan Rimondelli, Doctor of Philosophy in Meteorology, hooded by Professor Robert Hart. Bobby Renfro, Doctor of Philosophy in Biological Sciences, hooded by Professor Scott Burgess. Chris Watkins, Doctor of Philosophy in English, hooded by Professor Cy Weiss. Mark Salinas, Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, hooded by Professor Jorge Picaruas. Ananya Sengupta, Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Biophysics, hooded by Professor Scott Stagg. And Ahmad Jamal Tayeb, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, hooded by Professor Sanya Hadouk.
Congratulations to you all. We are pleased to welcome you as the alumni of the Florida State University. If you're a graduate with multiple degrees from FSU, thank you for your continuing to be a part of the FSU legacy. As you leave Florida State, I want to remind you that you will always be a Seminole. We want you to consider this campus as your home and encourage you to stay in touch. With more than 400,000 living alumni, no matter where you go, the chances are you won't be far from an FSU graduate. On this occasion, it's appropriate for us to recognize that for most of the graduates today, this day would not be possible without the assistance and support of their parents, spouses, other members of their families, and friends. Graduates, please stand. Look for your family and loved ones in the audience and salute them with your applause. You know, I'll tell you a quick story a quote of a professor of mine had. I was a graduate student at Johns Hopkins. I was in my first semester. I took quantum mechanics. And I remember Dr. Yoconi, who was not a particularly friendly professor, was solving for the energy and wave functions of a hydrogen atom, and he was solving a Hamiltonian, and he had, because it's a second order partial differential equation, he was integrating both sides and changing variables, and he stopped and he said, "Oh, you see this U here? I actually changed variables 2 blackboards ago, so you might want to change that in your notes." That was a typical, thing you have to put up with when you're getting your PhD. That's where resilience comes in. And I remember he was, working through the equations and solving for, the eigenvalues, the energy for the hydrogen atom, and suddenly turned around and he said, "The quality of your life will increase dramatically once you get your PhD." And then he turned around and continued to integrate. I'll never forget that. It was bizarre in every way. But those were words of wisdom, because your life will improve dramatically now as you go on and represent the Academy and your own disciplines as scholars and leaders in your field. Thank you and congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you all for being here today. I want to thank the people who put these ceremonies on. It takes a lot of work. Please celebrate those folks with a round of applause. We'll end this commencement with the singing of the hymn to the Garnet of Gold and the recessional. The recession will be led by the platform party, the faculty, and the new doctorates to follow. The words to the hymn of the Garnet and Gold are on the screens above you. Please rise.